Hi Periscopers, Dr. Olivia Joseph here. I am going to make this a really fast scope for my standards because I have just had a very busy day here with patients, and I will say the one things the patients get, patients in general get the most frustrated with is when they can't lose weight. Even if their health is improving, even if their cholesterol, their blood sugar, diabetes, inflammation, hormones, even if all that gets better and they're not losing weight, people tend to get really frustrated. So I want to talk to you about just weight loss. We're not going to talk about exercise, and here's why. Because exercise is necessary for energy, for mental health, for cardiovascular health. Exercise helps with mood, cravings, and stress, which, let's face it, we all have stress. So we need to exercise. But exercise is not the key to losing weight. Any personal trainer will tell you, if you look at the science behind weight loss, it's 75% nutrition, it's only 25% exercise. So in the world of weight loss, you have to make sure you are losing fat and not muscle. Because if you go on some diet program where you're losing muscle mass, your muscle controls your metabolism. So maybe I over-explain things, but I love to explain things so you understand what real weight loss is. Because when you lose real weight, you will not gain it back. So muscle controls metabolism. So if there's a girl sitting next to me, say she's my twin, she's the same age, she's the same height, and she's the same exact weight. If I have more muscle than she does, sitting here, I'm burning more calories. Sleeping at night, I'm burning more calories because my basal metabolic rate, my metabolism is faster than hers because I have more muscle. So the key to losing weight is making muscle and burning fat. So if we're talking about muscle, you're thinking exercise, right? Well, let's be honest. Anybody out there who's a bodybuilder or who sees those people in the gym working out for 2 hours and they're super buff and fit, you ask that person what they're doing the other 22 hours a day that they are not in the gym, those people are watching their nutrition to a T. They're carrying around coolers of food. They're carrying around gallon jugs of water. Now, I'm not saying that has to be you, but what I'm saying is they understand the bigger piece of the puzzle in losing weight is nutrition than even the exercise, okay? So I'm not saying don't exercise. You need to exercise for health, but when you want to lose weight and you're going about it by exercising a ton and losing weight, you're confusing your metabolism because what you're doing is you're telling your body to make muscle. You are not telling your body to burn fat. Now, yes, as you make muscle, you burn more fat. That is true. But let me give you another example. I see plenty of patients who have weight issues. So if somebody walks in and says, I'm 200 pounds, I'm 5'2", my back hurts, my knees hurt, I'm tired all the time, and that person goes to the gym and starts working out 5 days a week, they're more likely to get injured and hurt themselves because they're bearing an extra 50 pounds on their knees, on their back, versus if I could help that person lose 50 pounds, their energy's great, their self-esteem is great, they feel great. Are they more likely to go to the gym? Yes. And are they more likely or less likely to hurt themselves? Much less likely, because that extra weight is so harmful to your body. So there's no secret. I'm going to give you my menus. I'm going to give you my cookbook for free. Now, when I'm working with my patients, I'm monitoring their body fat. I'm not monitoring their weight. You can weigh yourself every day, or you can weigh yourself once a week, or you can not weigh yourself at all. Weight means nothing to me. What I care about are fat to muscle ratios. The other thing I care about is inflammation. If you have a high amount of inflammation, it does not matter how much weight you lose. You're not getting healthier as you lose that weight. So on blood work, you can measure inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, homocysteine, sed rate. What I do is I have a computerized analysis that looks at that. You can check salivary pH and also urine pH. And you're looking to see that your body is at least neutral which is 7.0, or a little bit more on the alkaline side. Because when your body's neutral or more alkaline, your body can burn fat more efficiently. I'll run urinalysis on my patients in addition to a computerized analysis. And on that urinalysis, while I have them on a weight loss protocol, I'm checking to make sure there's no protein in their urine. There's a lot of diets out there, and I'm not saying that they don't have validity to them, but let's say the Atkins diet. The Atkins diet, when you do a urinalysis, you see a lot of ketones. Well, ketones show you that you're burning fat. But if you burn fat too quickly, what you're going to see happen is you're going to start to spill protein in your urine. So you're losing fat, but you're also losing muscle. Because what is muscle made of? Protein. So if you see protein in the urine, it's hard on the kidneys. Usually when you have a high level of protein in your urine, that pH is also going to be more acid, or you're going to have more inflammation. So I'm not here to promote a diet or poo-poo any diet. I don't care if you're paleo, Whole30, rave diet, vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free. You do what you're going to do. When people ask me what foods are good, what foods are healthy, God-made foods, nature-made foods, not man-made foods. Foods that are genetically modified, foods that are not growing or walking the earth shouldn't be the foundation of your diet, right? But the problem is if you have food sensitivities, and I talked about this in my last Periscope, you can eat a food that's healthy, like an almond, like grass-fed organic beef, like free-range omega eggs. And if you eat that food and your body produces an immune reaction to that food, your body thinks that food is a toxin. And even though it's a healthy food, even though it's an alkaline food, your body's going to produce inflammation when you eat that food. And that inflammation is going to affect your gut. It's going to affect the bacteria in your gut. And the bacteria in your gut affect cravings, hunger, inflammation, and your ability to lose weight. So I briefly mentioned a lab on my last Periscope when I was talking about autoimmune disease. What I use in my practice is Meridian Valley Lab. And if you go to meridianvalleylab.com, you can order your own test kit. Now the problem is you have to get somebody to draw the blood from you, but you can call the lab and they'll give you a draw center. This is the testing I use on my patients. So I draw the blood in my office on my patients for food sensitivities, and I'm also looking for an overgrowth of yeast when I test my patients. Another thing I have for you is a menu, right? If you just go to cookingwithdrolivia.com, there's a link where you can watch nutrition-related videos. I created that for my patients, right? You can use it. It's free. You have access to it. Go to the menus and shopping lists link, and I have right there a shape menu. That is the menu that I use for people who have a yeast overgrowth, who I put on an anti-yeast protocol or an anti-candida protocol. That is the menu that I use to help people lose fat and build muscle quickly and naturally. It's all whole food. There's no artificial sweeteners. There's no toxic junk to your thyroid on that menu. It's all whole food. It's 4 cups of vegetables a day. It's a smoothie every single day for breakfast, because people who drink smoothies for breakfast statistically make better choices all day long. When you drink a smoothie for breakfast, there's no food that could match the nutritional value that you're going to get in a smoothie. So I start my smoothies with a plant-based protein, rice, pea, or hemp protein. I put vegetables in my smoothie, spinach or kale. I might put some chia seeds in my smoothie. Some people like hemp seeds. I like chia seeds. I make my smoothie with water, but you can use coconut water. You can use unsweetened vanilla, almond milk, or coconut milk. And you could put a low glycemic fruit such as berries in there. I'll put organic blueberries, organic raspberries, organic cherries, organic strawberries, depending on the mood I'm in. You could even put some raw cocoa powder in there if you particularly like that cocoa or chocolate flavor. Have that for breakfast every single day. It will fill you up and it's going to help you make muscle, burn fat. Plus, you're not eating a big breakfast that's hard to digest and is going to make you sluggish. A lot of those mid-afternoon slumps are because you ate food that was inflammatory, hard to digest. You didn't drink enough water. You went too many hours without eating. Don't do that. I have a menu for you to follow for free, and the recipes are there for you. Right underneath my Shape menu is my Shape cookbook. Now, all of my recipes are online for you for free, but I had patients saying to me, Dr. Olivia, which recipes are for weight loss and which recipes are just to reduce inflammation? So I separated them. If your goal is to lose fat, if your goal is to lose weight, follow the recipes that are in the Shape cookbook. You can download it for free. You can print it for free. All of my recipes on my website are anti-inflammatory, are gluten-free, and have dairy replacement options if they call for dairy. 99% of my recipes don't call for dairy because dairy is inflammatory. If you have an egg allergy or a food sensitivity to egg, I also have a replacement for egg in my recipes for you. We've got options to make the recipes nut-free, peanut-free, tree nut-free, whatever free. So they were created for my patients with chronic inflammation, leaky gut, food allergies, autoimmune disease, and also for my patients who wanted to lose weight and cut their calories and exercised an hour and a half at the gym every day and just couldn't see results. When you don't see results, it's important that you reduce inflammation, that you eat real food. And testing like food sensitivity testing helps us help you reach your goals. Shape is a fantastic protocol that helps reduce inflammation and helps your body burn fat. And you have access to my menus and my recipes for free. So I hope that helps you because it's March 3rd, I believe. That means you're going to be wearing a bathing suit in 3 months. Now, you can lose a significant amount of fat on your body in 8 weeks' time or in about 60 to 90 days. Changes that you make today will influence your body significantly over the next 60 days. So don't get discouraged if you're not seeing results right away. Measure inches. Don't just look at your weight. Look at how you feel. Look at how your clothes fit. Look at how you sleep. Look at your mood. These are really good indicators. Look at your energy level. These are good indicators as to if your body's getting healthier or more inflamed, more sluggish. So pay attention to your body. You know your body better than I know your body, okay? But by testing your chemistry, your food sensitivities, your cortisol levels, your DHEA levels, your sex hormone levels, we can custom design a protocol for you based on your body's needs, not based on what I think is good for you. So find a practitioner in your area. I always refer my patients, if we need to refer them to a cardiologist, a rheumatologist, an endocrinologist, a gastroenterologist, I refer them to doctors who have a traditional medical background but are also educated in functional medicine. So the Institute of Functional Medicine and A4M, I believe that stands for the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine. These doctors have traditional training as well as advanced training in nutrition, functional testing. I personally have my Diplomate in clinical nutrition, and I have a practitioner here who works with me for weight loss, and she's becoming a certified functional medicine practitioner. So that just means we have a little bit advanced education on diet, nutrition, supplements, lifestyle, but also we have access to these functional tests to help get to the root cause of why you're not losing weight. Because when you do the right things, you deserve to get great results. And if you're not, do a detox and get some help. All right, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the scope, and I look forward to scoping more with you over the upcoming weeks.